Warning, this video contains spoilers for Smile and some jump scares. If you haven't seen the movie, please quit the video. If you don't care or saw it, enjoy. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a review of Smile. And this movie is awesome. Actually, the movie is very good. It has some terrifying moments and some very awkward moments, to say the least. So I really hope you will enjoy this review.
I'm just really scared that something bad is going to happen.
Rose. Alright, before we jump into anything else, please, I beg of you, let me mention the soundtrack of this movie because it's definitely one of the highlights of Smile. The soundtrack is so gorgeously terrifying. It's well made, and the upside down pan camera shots just add to the unnerving feeling that the viewer gets whenever he watches through the scenes that the songs are playing at. The movie has its ups, but unfortunately it has its downs, because probably the best jump scare in the movie, to my taste, is unfortunately the most meaningless jump scare in the movie, because it doesn't really take anything anywhere. It just happens, and if it wouldn't have happened, probably the movie's plot or the story from that point on would have been exactly the same. So it's very unfortunate to see such a great jump scare end in meaninglessness. Here, I'll show you.
I'm just really scared that something bad is going to happen.
Rose. So the movie had two very awkward scenes, and I think it's to the movie's benefit. The first scene was the patient just sitting and smiling to the protagonist, and the protagonist tries to wake him up, I guess, from this state, and then he starts screaming at her, saying that she's going to die, and she calls security. And then we find out that the dude was just sleeping, lying in bed, and nothing was happening. So the Smile was manipulating him. Let's call the Smile demon Smile, I guess, because it makes most sense. And there was a second scene in the movie where she bought a present to her sister's kid, and what happened was the little tray that she bought, that wasn't in a bag, it was her cat's corpse. And the little kid just took the cat's corpse out, and all hell started to break loose. And at that scene, I just started saying to myself, make it stop, because it was so awkward and it was awesome.
You're going to die! You're going to die!
Sorry if I cannot really show much, because this is only from trailer. If I'd show anything from the movie, that could only be filmed, of course, because it just came out in theaters, I'm pretty sure I'd bump into some legal issues and the video would get taken down, so it would make no sense. So I'll work with what I have, and if there are a few a few seconds of content from the trailer, of course I'm not going to cut it in, because it just wouldn't make that much sense. And I just recommend you to watch the movie because it's awesome and it has some very cool scenes. So yeah, just want to say that. Alright, let's talk about the final monster and the ending. So the final monster, I think, looked awesome. It had long arms, long legs, way too long arms, way too long legs, and that added to the creep factor a lot. And all was good until I saw the face. The face looked ridiculous. It looked hilarious. It looked like the enemy from the main enemy from Devour, the game, you know. And it looked weird. But if we overlook that fact, the monster design is awesome. It's terrifying. It's creepy, and it's just cool. Alright, so let me break down the ending of the movie for you. So the protagonist goes into her old house to confront the monster. The monster overtakes her mom's form, and there's a chase scene. The monster mom is actually the monster I was talking about earlier. And there's a chase scene. She imagines that she escapes, but in reality she doesn't. and the monster climbs into her through her mouth, and in reality that was actually her drinking gasoline. Jack, one of the more important side characters of this movie, enters the house, sees her smiling, she lights a match, puts it into her own mouth, and burns herself alive. And did you know the last few frames of the movie were actually in the trailer? Here, let me show you. Alright, thank you a lot for watching this review. I really hope you enjoyed, and I really hope that this review was useful for you in some way. Alright, have a nice day and goodbye.